Hey, this is Chris Velasco at Techcrunch. We're coming at you today from Dell's Venue to take a look at some of their new Venue tablets. We've got with me the Dell Venue 7 and the Dell Venue 8, and both run Android, which is an interesting twist for them. Now, Dell's done a few Android tablets before. They did the Dell Streak 7 back in 2011 and the smaller Dell Streak 5 even earlier than that, but the new Venue 7 and 8 are an interesting pick for Dell. It's the first time they've really kind of tried to go after a consumer market in the way that Asus and all these other competitors have. In terms of hardware, they're very, very similar. The big difference is obviously going to be the screen size. The 7 has a 7-inch and the 8 has an 8-inch display, which you didn't need me to tell you that. In terms of thickness and dimensions, very similar as well. Some of the differences really come into play when you look under the hood. The smaller Dell Venue 7 has a 1.6 gigahertz Intel Clover Trail processor, while the 8-inch version has a slightly snappier 2 gigahertz version. Both also come with 2 gigabytes of RAM on board and either 16 or 32 gigabytes of onboard memory. Plus you've got your micro SD card slots on the side so you can expand your memory. In terms of feel, the Dell Venue 7 and 8 actually feel pretty good. It's a surprise to say that. Both of them have sort of a soft touch finish on the back. They're available in both black and red. The red is my favorite, as they usually are. But I've noticed a few things that kind of give me pause. Swiping through is generally pretty quick, but there are times kind of trying to navigate where it doesn't always pick up the touch inputs. I don't know if that's because if it's pre-release software or because the hardware isn't completely final, but it's something that is a little concerning for now. Hopefully they fix that before launch. I gotta say, I actually like the dimensions a bit more than on something like the Nexus 7. With the Nexus 7 you had those really ginormous bezels that extended from the bottom and the top. And you still see that to an extent on these guys, but all in all it feels actually much more solid. So kudos to Dell for that one. As with most tablets, for better or worse, the Dell Venue 7 and 8 both come with front and rear facing cameras. We've got a 2 megapixel front facer and a 5 megapixel shooter on the back, while the 7 has 3 megapixel front and rear facing cameras. The problem is they're never very great, and Dell doesn't surprise here, but there's a very, very strong chance that the camera on your smartphone is going to do a lot better. The thing about these Venue tablets is that they're totally adequate. They'll get the job done, and they're not too expensive. The 7-inch model retails for $149, and you can pay an extra $30 to bump up to the 8-inch version. But there's not a whole lot here that makes me want to go for something like this as opposed to a Nexus 7 or any of the new Tegra Note-based devices that are going to start trickling out over the next few months. At some point, you kind of have to ask for more, and I don't know that Dell is completely there yet.